Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, you know, Charles Barkley is definitely not a person that would be a political mind for Black America. But Charles Barkley himself even had to admit the problems with the Democrat Party. But before I get to that, this podcast wasn't really going to be about Charles Barkley. It was actually going to be about the State of the Union address. I actually watched the State of the Union address last night. And I would tell you, when I first saw it panned out with all the people that's over there in Congress, it really looked like Shady Pines. If you know what Shady Pines is from the Golden Girls, especially with Sophia, then just look it up. Dorothy would always threaten Sophia, her mom, about Shady Pines. So it looked like Shady Pines. It's like, my God. I'm like, people, we really got to register to vote. We really got to get our younger people out here voting and running for public office, because now they want to take away TikTok. Those people who don't even know how to use TikTok want to make laws to threaten to take away TikTok, which would hurt a lot of you who's listening, who are content creators on that platform, right? But Biden didn't say anything that was even worth me even dissecting. He didn't. It was just crazy. I was actually shocked he was coherent enough to even go that long. But after the State of the Union address, Trump. Listen, let me show you what Donald Trump had put up, and I'm going to put up exactly where he posted it on his Telegram page. But let me show you what Trump posted.
We're going to buy American. We're going to buy America. So trade rules. Buy America has been the law since 1933. Also caps and won't even go into effect until 2025. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those forest fires.
Yeah, Trump actually posted that right after the State of the Union address. Look, when I first saw that, I was like, man, Trump is crazy, man. Like, look, Trump and 50 Cent, them two, they are petty. They are so petty. That's why I tell you what, I get a kick out of Trump. I love to watch his press conferences when he's arguing with the media. Boy, that is comedy gold. That is so comedy gold. That's why I say, man, Trump got to be president again, just so I can laugh for 4 years at this dude. This dude is funny in so many ways. Let me cue up what Charles Barkley has to say and get back to business. And it's something that everybody's saying, right? But the Democrats, you really don't think you're in trouble? Let's get a roll of that.
Speaking for myself, the reason I think the Democratic Party and Mr. Biden, President Biden, is losing black votes is they only care about black people every 4 years. Mm-hmm. They come into our neighborhoods and say, we're going to make stuff better. We're going to do this, do this, do this. And then finally, us black people are like, man, other than my ability to dunk a basketball, all my neighborhoods are still the same. Our schools are still the same. And that's why I think black people are leaving disappointed in the Democratic Party, because I ain't gonna lie, I voted Democratic every time just because I thought it was gonna help black people and poor people. Because black people and poor white people, they're in the same boat. And I didn't care who the president was, I'm not gonna lie, but I only voted Republican one time in my life, and that was for John Kasich, and I didn't even know he couldn't win. But then I'm starting to look like, man, I understand why black people are leaving, want to vote for somebody else, because every 4 years they come into our neighborhoods and say, man, we're gonna make things better for you.
Oh, I think that's. I'll let you go. I do want to point out though that poor black folks have been voting for Democrats for 2 generations, not as much progress as you want. Poor white folks have been voting for Republicans in Appalachia and other places for 3 generations or 4, and not that much progress. So there's a poor people problem with both parties. But
I think what you highlighted might be a reason why some black voters stay home. But if we're asking why are certain black voters switching from Democrat to Republican, I don't think they're switching to Trump or to other Republicans because they think those Republicans are going to actually make change. I think those voters are switching for other reasons, just because they actually don't like the message that Democrats are sending to them as black people, and especially as young black people. Because again, this trend is not happening throughout black America. It's confined basically to black men under 30.
Okay.
Now, Coleman Hughes, he was, you remember when they had that HR 40 meeting and then the Republicans invited Coleman Hughes up there? Like, Coleman Hughes, you really shouldn't be really speaking on Black American issues like that to dissect, the Black community. You shouldn't be up there doing that. But one thing that kind of, I can't stand when Black folks do this. Van Jones did this. He mentioned white people and Republicans. If it's a Black conversation, why are you injecting white people in it? They had nothing to do with that conversation. They're talking about why Black people are upset and walking away from the Democrat Party. That's what the conversation was. We don't care if the Republicans don't do nothing for white folks. That's not our problem. And Republicans have done things for white people. That's why they're so loyal to Trump. Because if he didn't do nothing for them, then they wouldn't be loyal to him, right? Just saying. If the Democrats would do for us what Trump has did for the white community, then we wouldn't be having this conversation about Democrats. But Charles Barkley, he is not no political mind of the day, and even he can see Black folks are sick and tired of what's happening with the Democrat Party. They're walking away. They're walking away with their feet. And a lot of Black men, now one thing Coleman Hughes was wrong about with his numbers, he mentioned Black men under 30. Actually, it's Black men under 50. All those Black men, definitely, are walking away from the Democrat Party. They're leading the charge, or walk away. And the way it always works, when the men go, eventually the women's going to follow. Now, some women are still hunkered down into the Democrat Party because they benefit from social programs. They benefit from, maybe some entitlement programs and things like that Black men cannot benefit from. We have to get it how we live. Black men, we need money. We need job training. We need, the race soldiers off our back. There's so many things that we need to make it to feed our families. We need lower taxes when it comes to business. I just read that Trump wants to lower the tax rate for businesses from 21% to 15%. I said, oh, shoot, really? I said, now, see, I definitely can make America great again on that. Because, lower that to 15%. Doggone right. We need them lower business taxes. Let me tell you something. There are more and more Black men and women in business today than I've ever seen in my life. So if you are a Black man or woman in business, to hear Trump say he wanted to take it from 21% to 15%, you should be supporting him. You don't have to like him as a person, but that will benefit your business. So you can keep more money in your pocket so you can pay your employees a lot more. Because look at what they're doing with the tax money they do take, giving it to the migrants. I'd rather the tax money go to your employees or to your contractors, or go to maybe you can have extra money to give, different things in the community, or maybe you can create a scholarship. And that's something that's on my list to do, is to create a scholarship. I just got to get it with the right, legal team to make sure I do it right. But I would like to create a scholarship that we can give to help, right? To help some of our children who want to go to maybe a trade school, or maybe a brother or a sister want to get their CDL or something like that. Because, see, at this point, I really don't want to do colleges with any kind of scholarship. I'd rather support the trade schools at this point, because we are seeing that our people are getting so much in debt with these colleges and they're not benefiting. At least if you get a CDL, you get out, you go into work. That's how it is. You'll get your welding certificate. You become a pipe fitter. You become all these different things. Now, if you become a nurse or a doctor or things like that, petroleum engineer, things, okay, yeah, definitely go to college for that stuff. And not to say we wouldn't support that sort of thing, but I'm just talking out loud. But the more money that we all can keep in our back pocket and not have to be paying it in taxes, there's more things that we can do within our communities. Now, Charles Barkley talks about every 4 years they come around, Black people religiously. They show up at the Black church. We see the shaming tactics. Of course, last time we saw the no voting, no bucking ad they did last time. The previous time was get your booty to the polls. They're actually using strippers to be sitting up here talking about targeting Black men. Listen, you can do get your booty to the polls all you want. Again, that's not going to get brothers to go vote for you. And that was so shameless for them to do that. And that's let you know what they think about black men. Because notice they didn't do that kind of ad toward, focusing on white men or Hispanic men or any other man out there. They didn't do that. They bring those men policy because they respect those men. Black men, we don't have no respect for us because they feel we're nothing but degenerates and deviants. And that we don't care about our families, our community. We don't care about our businesses. We don't care about anything. All we care about is a woman's butt. It's more to life than that, bro. After you do what you do with the lady, you spend more time trying to get paper than time you're going to spend with that lady in that bedroom. And let's call it what it is. You ain't got your paper. You're not going to get that bedroom action too much either. So you do better having your paper right. Let's call it what it is. Women in general are hypergamous. Not saying it's predatory hypergamy, but women get with men for resources. Women want to know if a man could keep a roof over their head, keep the cars running, pay the bills, keep clothes on the back of them and the kids, take vacations. If a woman wants to start a business, can he help fund that business to get her started? That's what a lot of women want. So how can we do any of that and we won't have no money? The Democrats, everything Biden talked about last night had nothing to do with putting no paper in a black man's pocket. Not a freaking thing. He has no agenda on putting money in the back pocket of black men or black people or the American public in general. He has no plans for that. And that's the problem. His whole administration, they kept them interest rates so high. That's hurting the economy. It's interest rates. If people can't buy a home, then you have nothing. And that's why these landlords are being predatory with rent, because people can't buy a home. You don't have a nation and people can't buy a home. People are homeless. Do you know squatting is at an all-time high now? During this administration, people squatting in people's house is at an all-time high. That's crazy. But this administration don't have no plans. Only plan they have is flooding the zone with migrants. That's their plan. But they had no plan for the American people. So how you expect a black man to be going out caving for Democrats? Then when they put out a poll at so-called reputable places like the New York Times, according to y'all, right? Reputable places, you still don't want to believe it? Right? But you're going to get a wake-up call because a lot of black folks are tired. And I told y'all, we got nothing but time on our side. Thank the Lord. We got nothing but time. See, their most faithful voters, every 4 years, they're losing them. And they're not replacing them. Because a lot of young people don't have no reason to go vote Democrat. For what? What are you giving young people? You're not providing any freaking thing. But at the same time, even though I know young people are tired or young people are upset, it's going to be on the younger people in the younger generation to say, hey, wait a minute, bruh. We got to make this change. Bruh, we got to get all them people that look like they belong with Shady Pines, get they behind out the way, and we need to go and take that over and change this nation where it can be beneficial to all of us. We all know what we need. We know what we need in the area of money. We know what we need in the area of work. We don't want to deal with no predatory have to come to the office. Why do you got to go to an office? If you're not at a TV station or something, you just got to be in a particular studio, then why can't you work from home? Unless you work at a restaurant or something like that. But a lot of these jobs can be work from home. Them people want you in the office. Well, you need to get back to the office. For what? Work from home should be a benefit. It actually is a benefit for companies because say, hey, you work from home. I got to have this real estate. I don't have to have this. I don't have to have that. I'm cutting a lot of extra bills by you working from home. As long as the job getting done, as long as the work getting done, what is the problem working from home? People not going to sit up here and kill themselves on jobs no more for y'all. It don't happen. It's not going to happen. People want their time off. People are prioritizing their mental health now. People not going to be missing graduations. People not going to be pressured to come right back to work after they had the birth of their child. But if they work from home, they don't mind. See, you can get more people back to work if they work from home. You understand what I'm saying? See, when a woman takes off after having her baby, I've been around my wife and all of that and know how it is when women have a baby. Women can work from home after having that baby. They actually can. But they can't be getting up and going to the office because maybe they want to stay with their child. Maybe they don't want their child even in daycare, but they can go back to work working from home. So it still benefits corporations to have people work from home. See, if somebody got a cold, they can work from home. They say, yeah, I ain't feeling good, but hey, I can sit in my bed and type, do my reports, do my this, do my that. But going to the office, no, they can't do that. Going to the office is almost getting to the point of being archaic. Unless you got a job that you have to deal with the public, like you're working at Macy's somewhere or restaurants or, repair shops or anything like that. But outside of that, people are working from home. People are sick and tired of a prison industrial complex. You don't have to sit up here and jail people like that. People can have home confinement. But they don't want that either because home confinement gets rid of their prison slavery. See, we as the Gen Xers, millennials, and Gen Z, we got to change all that. Because I believe is nonviolent offense, you should do home confinement. Just like we was basically all on home confinement during the pandemic. We couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't do nothing. We would get fines and all that. So why can't people do home confinement for nonviolent crime? Now, I think prison should only be for violent crime. Oh, but they don't want that. Not these people. But that's why it's on us to change things. Prison costs the taxpayer a lot of money. A lot of money. Home confinement, I think, is the way to go. But black folks are tired of Democrats. Tired. Because they don't do nothing for black people. They don't give us no resources. They take from us and give to everybody else. And so black folks are saying, like, what's the point of voting for you for? I'm not getting nothing out of it. The migrants getting it. The Ukrainians are getting it. They getting my money. The Asian community gets a hate crime bill. Y'all wouldn't even give me that. Y'all not giving us our reparations. Then in California, you're playing games about the California Reparations Commission. I said this in the last podcast, and I'm going to say it again. That California Reparations Commission actually was the stick that broke the camel's back. When Gavin Newsom and them Democrats pulled that stunt in California, right after that, black folks say, okay, all right, I'm done. I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of it. Then in California, they're giving free health care to illegal immigrants. Then they're putting up a bill now in California that you want to give illegal immigrants housing. I'm talking about homes. Black Americans can't get homes, but they can't. But they want to give them an opportunity to get a home. They don't even have. They aren't a citizen of this country, but yet they trying to get. Like I said, I can stay in California. I don't know why any black people are still there. Personally, I know some of you like, nah, I love California. I don't want to leave, but I'm sorry. The Democrat Party is so anti-black. I could not stay there. I would want to pay a dime of tax in that state. And then I live in Texas. I never had to pay a state tax. So you couldn't even get me to move to a state that I had to pay a state tax. I'll be so upset. Oh, I'll be so upset about that. What you mean I got to pay a state tax? Forget that. Nah, I'm good with that. But a lot of black men are walking away, and that's good. And we're going to see more and more of it. Look, it's so bad that they even discussing this on CNN, of all places to discuss this. The Democrats, they keep this up. If they don't do reparations at this point, they're done in November. But the way the Democrats are, they prefer to lose than give black people anything.